Wingman Joker, thank you for listening to this channel and please support the channel. Please subscribe. Chapter 17, Shopping 1. After getting the money from the bank, Adrian quickly left. The manager wanted to escort him to the door but he flatly refused, wanting to keep low-key if possible. Walking out, Summer quickly dragged him to a nearby luxurious market street. After knowing how rich he was, she decided not to hold back. "What should we buy first?" Adrian asked. "Do you really need to make me say it?" Summer spat. "Just making sure that you really wanted it," he said, as he was dragged to the nearest lingerie store. It was one of the most expensive in town. "Do you want me to go in with you?" Adrian asked as soon as they reached the door. The guards at the door were inspecting him. Although men were allowed in, they had to keep an eye out for perverts. "No need, just give me some money, about 1,000 silvers, Summer said, blushing a little. 1,000? Adrian asked as he raised one eyebrow. "As far as I know your father is pretty rich, why do you need this young master's hard-earned money?" 2 points. First, my cheap father rarely gave me anything more than necessary to sustain a certain image. The second is that you are now responsible for me. She shrugged. What hard-earned money? She clearly heard him earlier when he said that those were just his accumulated pocket money. Fine, he said, sighing as he handed her the notes. She was completely right. Thanks. She smiled cheekily as she skipped on her way in. She is definitely testing us. No, I think she just want to buy something really expensive. Maybe surprise us tonight. Yeah, don't get your hopes up. Why? I don't trust women. Young ones are fine. Shut the fuck up. Adrian sighed as he waited for 20 minutes under the guard's scrutinizing eyes. If he knew she would take this much time, he would have waited for her somewhere else. 5 minutes later she walked out, walking more confidently than before. Done. Yup. They would deliver the goods to the hotel if you don't mind, she said with a sneaky smile. Fine by me, he sighed. He was sure the misunderstanding at the hotel would only grow deeper after that. Let's go then, Summer said as she grabbed his arm and dragged him. Where to? He asked. Last he checked, he was the one doing the shopping. Don't you need some new clothes? Let me get you something, she said. I will be the one paying, you know. Regardless, Adrian sighed and silently allowed her to drag him away. He had nothing better to do anyway. So after that, for the next 3 hours, they went from shop to shop and Summer, who bought tons of expensive clothes for both of them, discovered she had a new hobby. Dressing Adrian. Although he was slightly shorter than many others, he had a really slim body and handsome face, making him look like a model no matter what kind of clothes she put him in. Miss, your boyfriend is very handsome, how about you let model for our store? One shameless female store clerk asked as Summer settled her huge bill. Yup, Adrian had long given up and gave her the cash. No, he is too busy nowadays. She flatly refused with a smile. Just make sure to deliver those to the Red Oak Hotel, to the presidential suite, she clarified before grabbing Adrian's arm and dragging him away. Of course, thank you for your patronage. The clerk bowed politely as she watched them leave. Damn it, when would she be rich enough to find a fine toy like that young man? Ellipsis. You seem to be really enjoying your time. Adrian asked nonchalantly. He had noticed how people were looking at him. He didn't mind, on the contrary, he found it strangely enjoyable. Are masochists now? Wait, no one told me. I didn't get that memo either. No, you idiots, it is just that for most of USWHO had to go out of our way to make trouble in all other worlds. This peaceful and low-key life is what we strive for. Right, it feels a little funny how no one has any idea that we can totally burn this place to the ground in just 5 minutes if we wanted to. Yup, right, we are just relaxing. I want to kick ass in a high-key manner though. Me too, I want to be a superhero. Let's just kill them. Kill WHO, everyone. I agree, we just need to spare the low. If I knew that dating you would be this fun, I would have done it ages ago. Summer said, interrupting his dangerously spiraling thoughts. My lady, what fun. I am just getting dragged along as you threw my money away. He sighed. A week ago, this poor boy didn't have the money to afford you. He said, regardless, I am just enjoying everyone's envious looks when they see us together. She didn't tell the truth. It was true that today she was experiencing something completely new. People usually look at her and treat her like a bitch due to the persona she created to fool her brothers, even her friends usually didn't take her seriously. The difference between a normal bitch and a filthy rich bitch was a huge one. But all of this didn't matter. The truth was she was just enjoying being with Adrian, whom, after all the shameless things they did last night, she didn't have to act and care about keeping her image. Like a normal girl, she could just let go, relax, and have a ton of fun as she poked him around and tried to fully grasp his true character. She was stuck with him for good after all as his cauldron, and if she really wanted to have a good life and get his help, she needed to fully grasp his preferences and become his favorite. "What do you think about this one?" she asked, changing the subject as she pointed to a white ripped dress in a storefront. "Didn't you buy enough?" he asked, raising one eyebrow. That thing was a dress. He thought it was the rag they were using to wipe the window. "Of course not," she said. "I have other things to do today, you know," he said, pinching her arm. "Oh, fine, let's finish for today, but you have to promise to take me shopping again," she said, spanking his hand lightly. "Sure, let's find a good restaurant to have lunch, our day is far from over, we need to go find a car next," he said. "Ah, leave it for me, I know a good restaurant, but it is a good 10-minute walk away from here," she asked, making sure he was not tired. She was not at all. "Let's go," he sighed. He was really getting tired, but using magic, he was slowly revitalizing and adjusting his body. It was a kind of tempering. "By the way, you mentioned earlier that you were sick before, what kind of sickness was it? Are you interested in me?" he asked. "A little," she puffed her cheeks. "You said you were forced to leave the family, why is that? Didn't the top magician family take care of their descendants? What happened?" she asked curiously. Yesterday, she thought he was bluffing, but looking at what happened today, it was clear that he had just got his money and status back. "There was an accident where I was injured about 8 years ago," Adrian explained. "I went into a coma, and when I was unconscious, someone framed me for using black magic," Adrian whispered. "Ah, that's," Summer gasped then frowned. Using black magic was a really big crime. "Wait, you were about 10 years old back then, right?" she asked, just to make sure. A 10-year-old using black magic? Was forbidden magic that easy? No, could it be that he was older than he looked? She shivered as she imagined him as some old fogey who had a youthful body due to some forbidden spell. "I was 10, he said, as if reading her mind. "I was just way smarter than many my age, and whoever did it, they poisoned me, although I can't share the details. That incident made me lose all my magical circuits, and a huge portion of my intellect, so I couldn't really defend myself when the charges were brought against me." "Oh, that's why you were like that at school." Summer finally realized why he was like that. He was not faking being an idiot as she first suspected. "You said you lost your magical circuits. You were already a grade 1 magician?" she asked. She always heard that those from noble families could have higher grade circuits than all others their age, thanks to all the expensive elixirs and profound legacies. "I was a grade 4, he said. "Stop lying," she interrupted. "I am not, I told you I was very gifted, that's why, despite kicking me out, I was left with a chance to return if I were ever to gain back my circuits," he clarified. Oh, Summer, although didn't believe him, felt that his story made sense. The family would really be foolish if they were to kick out someone who was a grade 4 at the young age of 10. "A week ago, thanks to a chance, I finally got rid of the poison, and I regained all my intellect and a part of my magic," he said. "That's why you stopped coming to school?" she asked. Everyone in class thought he dropped out. "Yes, I had to take some time to fix my magical circuits ASAP," he said as they crossed a street and he looked around. He didn't recognize this area. "And now that I am a magician again, I didn't really need to go to school to qualify to enter a magical university." "Oh, what grade are you now?" Summer asked, feeling a little jealous. "Second grade, although not as stable as I wanted it to be. It was good enough to pass my family's assessment and get back in," he said. "My father was so happy that he decided to give me a gift," he added, slapping Summer's butt. "Ah, not here," she yelped with a blush as she looked around. Thankfully, no one seemed to have noticed. "Just saying," he chuckled. "No one saw a thing," he used his magic to hide his actions. It was fabulous, being able to use it again. She looked away. "Who is your father anyway?" she asked. The men who came to grab her yesterday made her father, who always had eyes above his head, crawl like a cockroach in front of them. "Lady, my sure name is Red Oak," he said. "I already know that you are from that family, but do all the heirs get your treatment?" she asked. Although everyone knew about the top families, many people rarely had the chance to meet with them as they didn't really interact with the public directly. I am asking about your rank in the family. She clarified. Oh, don't you know what the current Tower Master's name is? He asked. How should I? Wait. Yup, Maverick Red Oak, the current Tower Master is my father. He said, watching her face turn into a shock. My grandfather is the family's current patriarch. He added, shooting another bullet into her fragile heart. Holy shit, she hissed out. This meant that he was from the main lineage. The cream of the crop of the family. Damn, the fish she caught was way bigger than she ever expected. No wait, she almost forgot due to him acting all nice and timidly. She was the fish, and he was the damn fisherman. No, wait, that was not right either, he was the fucking fisherman's spoiled son. Ellipsis. Walking with the stunned Summer, Adrian finally reached a simple family restaurant on a corner. Single Star was its name. Is this the place? He asked, squeezing her hand in his. Ah, yes, she said, although it is not well known, I can guarantee the food quality. If you don't like it, we can go somewhere else. Oh, I don't mind it, he said as they walked in. He expected her to take him to some grand restaurant, but this girl kept subverting his expectations. She is still testing us. This girl is way smarter than she looks. Yup, she wants to know our preferences. Like anyone would ever be able to do that. True, even for us, that is a mystery. My preferences are clear, you know. Shut up, none of us would ever share your perverted tendencies. That might not be completely true. You too, Summer. A shocked exclamation woke Adrian from his deep contemplations. It was a large-built guy with neatly cut hair dressed in an expensive casual garb. He seemed familiar. Oh, from school, right. Right, Lloyd, Summer replied. She clearly didn't expect this guy here. I didn't know that you guys came here. She added, looking at the group she usually hangs out with. Although they usually acted together as they came from rich backgrounds and had similar tastes, they were not real friends. That's how Summer felt about them anyway. We heard you mention this place before, so we thought to come and try it out. We didn't expect to meet you here at all. A slutty girl who was clearly intentionally sticking her body to Lloyd as a slug said. Why didn't you come to school today, and why are you with him? Lloyd, who frowned and looked at Adrian's and Summer's entangled hands, said. He clearly had a crush on her. Ah, Summer didn't know how to respond. She felt very ashamed about telling her friend about her situation. She acted very haughty in front of them usually after all. What shall we do? Let's kill them. No, we can't make trouble yet. Let's play with them. Yeah, low-key is the best. But we might have to take a hit to our reputation. When did we ever care? True, let's do it then. Summer and I are now a couple. Adrian, after thinking about it for a moment and making a vote in his mind, said with a proud smile, grasping Summer's hand hard and making her look at him. He was not lying. What? Everyone asked. Especially Lloyd, who was about to pounce on him and shred him to pieces. Ah, Summer frowned, wondering how she should say it. For an entire week, I had to get enough money to buy 1 million roses for her. Adrian said shamelessly. Yesterday, I finally proposed to her in a sea of rose petals. And she agreed. Yes, Summer hesitated. Fuck it, she decided to play along, and although she didn't know why he was helping her, she didn't really mind. What? Lloyd gasped. Summer, when I proposed to you, you said that you are not looking for a relationship at the moment. Why? Lloyd, who pushed the girl stuck to him away, asked as he stepped forward. Sorry, but you are not as handsome as Adrian. I have been waiting for him to propose ever since I met him. She said, hugging Adrian tighter. No matter what, after this, she really owed him another favor. Right, she even took me directly to her bedroom where we stayed until noon today. Adrian said. I was good, right? He looked at Summer like a puppy. What, you slept with him? Lloyd asked in an unbelieving tone as the others looked at her and Adrian with shocked expressions. Right, he was really good. She finally said with a slight blush as she pinched his hand. The bastard was doing this on purpose. How dare you, bitch? Lloyd suddenly struck a table, flipping it over as he shouted, making everyone at the restaurant look at him. What do you mean? Summer frowned. This guy usually acted all cool around her, even taking some of her insults with a smiling face. This was the first time she saw him acting like this. What do I mean? I mean you are mine. How dare you sleep with an idiot who? Since when am I yours? Summer flared. She hated being treated like some property the most. I already made it clear to you before that I have no interest in pursuing a relationship with you. She said, clarifying things. And Adrian is 10 times the man you are. She threw a casual insult. Shut up, bitch, Lloyd cursed loudly, and you. I will kill you, he added as he slowly approached Adrian. It was clear that he was about to hit him. His father was a loan shark, so he didn't usually take too lightly to someone taking his things. Summer was his. He was planning to propose to her in front of the entire school on graduation day. Lloyd, don't you dare, Summer flared, standing in front of Adrian. She was not going to let him get in trouble because of her. Be careful, Lloyd is secretly a first-grade knight, she whispered to him. Lloyd, this is neither the time nor the place, one friend of his reminded him from the back. Mind your own business, Jason. Loud spat. He felt greatly insulted that Adrian, the boy he didn't even spare to glance at before, managed to bang his girl. He felt cheated to the extreme. Lloyd, look at the door, Jason didn't mind, reminding him again and making him look outside the store where 2 police officers were walking in. Ah, right, Lloyd breathed deeply, lowering his fist. Coward, Adrian snickered, as he casually grabbed Summer's waist, and moved her to his side. He felt really touched when she stood in front of him, but he could have easily killed this idiot. Is there a problem here? A police officer asked, noticing the tension. Nothing, Jason said, just a little misunderstanding. Yes, Lloyd exhaled angrily. We will meet again, he finally hissed to Adrian as he walked past him, bumping him in the shoulder on his way out. Adrian just ignored him as he watched his friends follow him to leave the restaurant. That guy has no idea that we just cursed him, right? Yup, the poor boy. After today, Summer will be his last concern. Giving someone an ed is not cool. Then what should have we done? Kill him. No, turn him into a girl, then send him to some SM brothel where we can go spank him a little every now and then to build his character. After that, we would buy him out, then make him fall in love with us before we break up with him and break his heart. Like hell we would do that. True, that is both too specific and too perverted. Let alone realistic at all. True, it would also require far more than just a simple spell to turn him into a female. The ingredients for such spell are very rare. That's not the point. Damn it, just saying. Thank you, Summer said as soon as her friends left. You didn't need to do that though, they will know the truth sooner or later. Leave it for later then, Adrian said as he reached out for a table. In the future, even Lloyd will beg to be my cauldron. He paused. What do you mean? She asked with a frown, giving him some disgusted looks. Nothing, just a figure of speech, I meant that I would be super cool. He quickly corrected himself. Those damn depraved soul fragments of his. He almost slipped and revealed some of their darkest plans.